Hi, it's me, Andrzej. But I guess it's not just me. Everyone's been waiting for this track. The one and only, the best, the most amazing, probably the longest running for Motorcyclists Radom Ring. That's our affectionate name for the track, one of the first places I ever made it to, and where motorcyclists from Mazowiecki, Lubelski, and Małopolski regularly ride. Just the Autodrom Radom? No, the Track Radom track at the Radom Automobile Club. I speak about it so fondly because honestly, it's only recently that we've started to have more and more driving technique improvement centers and more tracks. But this place has just always been with us. The Radom Automobile Club is 60 years old. Do I have to be honest? Let me sincerely apologize to you. Please kindly write in the article what specific year this facility was originally opened, but it is important to note that in 2008 a completely new surface was meticulously laid here. Why did so many motorcyclists start out here? A, because this track has been here for a very long time. B, because it is especially accessible to motorcyclists. Practically speaking, we can ride here almost every day. Of course, there are events sometimes, for example, karting races or small displacement motorcycle races on weekends and various other events from time to time. But we can say that about 80% of the days in a year, this track is simply open to motorcyclists. From the morning hours until probably 5 or 6 p.m., usually until 6. We arrive and say, good morning, we'd like to ride. We pay a fee, really a small one, around 100 to 150 zlotys, depending on how long we want to ride. And we simply enjoy the facility. What is the Radom track like? The Radom track is both an easy place to learn and a difficult one to drive on very, very fast. We always joke that we can actually drive on this very same track in both directions. You can drive clockwise and counterclockwise, and then if you go clockwise, wait, let me count. We go 1, 2, 3. You could say with 4 lean angles, because this track has such turns that if you're really, really fast, you're constantly in one lean, just giving it gas, braking a bit, giving it gas again, braking again. And you control the bike's lean with the throttle, peeling out the grip while braking. But if you're a beginner motorcyclist, this track is also fantastic for you. A, the surface is very, very grippy. Probably because it's relatively new. B, there are some very long bends here where you can practice your lean. There are gentle turns, and there's also a hairpin. There's one elevation, a little hill. It's also, oh wait, someone's scraping their knee. For a moment we thought they were scraping more than just their knee. These turns are quite varied, but at the same time they're relatively easy and manageable for, let's say, typical training rides or even casual cycling sessions. But if you want to drive very, very fast on this track to break our records, this is a track for the brave. Not only because the safety zones are quite short, and there have been stories of someone driving up the slope there. Hello, Bartek Bizinski. His powerful motorcycle was flying somewhere, but that's also why, to truly break records here, we absolutely have to drive at a cruel, extreme limit. Because, just as I said, when we're going really fast, we're basically riding in one lean, and we can blast through these corners so much that for the time to show up, we really have to ride at the very limit of grip. Today, I tell you, I was about to give up because my personal record is 35.9. And all day today, we're doing 36 something. 36 something because I could feel how the suspension was working. You need to know that if you have a pretty stiff motorcycle set up stiffly, you'll feel those slight bumps caused by the go-karts, because, you know, go-karts don't have suspension. So they go like this, ding, 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 ding. And I think, what's his name? Rare. Who is he? Anyway, who is Smooth? Who is Smooth Trans? Junior asked me to use the word that this asphalt is at times shaky. Indeed, there are these micro uneven spots that make, if you have a stiff suspension and hard tires, the motorcycle moves around a bit. But if you have a street motorcycle, honestly, you probably won't even notice it. Back to the topic, there's adrenaline here. I finally managed to ride as much as my personal best. Though I didn't beat it, but I was already so determined that you really have to go for it. Come on, Andrzej, what are you doing? And then you just have to go full throttle, sometimes to the point where you want to close your eyes. But everything comes together nicely because thanks to this grip, we always have, let's say, an elementa margin, margin for error. If the tires that go here, if you have good tires, they don't just let go like snap and you're gone. Instead, it's very smooth. As for the infrastructure, let's call it, well, basic. There are restrooms and we can also hook up to electricity there. Importantly, there are workshops nearby. It's a workshop run by the Automobile Club. Besides that, there's another car workshop. So in practice, if something happens, if you lose a screw or something, you can go and ask for help and you'll never be left alone with the problem. What's important is that we're practically right in the middle of the city. We're not somewhere on the outskirts. We're in the center of Radom. Right outside the gate, there's an oil and gas station. So if we need a cold drink, some ice cream or fuel, we can just walk over there or ride a motorcycle and even leave it right outside the gate. If, for example, something comes up, I don't know. There's Supermoto, and you can acquire everything you truly need there. Of course, just like at all tracks, there are specific noise limits, but here, as far as I know, there are generally no significant problems with noise. Thanks to that, if you have a motorcycle that doesn't have an open exhaust, isn't a broken exhaust, even if it's a sport exhaust. Even pit bikes, which are quite loud, can ride here without any problem. No one's gonna make a fuss about it. Importantly, if any of you ever get the idea to do a burnout in the paddock area or anywhere else within these premises, please know that here, at this specific location, it will undoubtedly cost you a very significant amount. Automobile Club Radomski really likes their new surface, they take great care of it, and that's why there's no room for that kind of antics here. If someone knows how to ride on the rear wheel and gives it a bit of gas so the motorcycle comes out of the corner, no one is going to take offense. But here we have to behave safely, sensibly, and above all, courteously. Importantly, since the track is open to everyone, we practically meet people here every day at every skill level. For example, we met a very interesting young man whom we had a conversation with. Kubush simply charmed me. I think you'll want to listen to him too. This person has something to say about riding motorcycles. Hi, I know what your name is, but others don't know what your name is. What's your name?
Jakub Stankiewicz, number 96 in my competitions.
And we came here to make a video about this track in Radom. And I'm looking, hey, why are you riding so fast? How come such a little guy is riding so fast? Dude, you're riding so fast that you won the last competition, right? Yeah?
Yes. The last competition took place in Kishlin. I got first place thanks to the start and the qualifications.
Tell me, exactly how many years have you been actively riding a motorcycle for?
3 years.
You already told me you're 10 years old. Do you feel a bit old because of that?
Yeah. A little, yeah, the years go by so fast, but what can you do?
Would you have liked to start riding motorcycles even earlier?
Yeah, I would have liked to start at 4 years old.
And here you are? You ride in Radom, but you train Heredo, you live somewhere nearby?
No, it's actually 2 hours from here, but this is one of the closest tracks. We also have Modlin, very close. 15 minutes from the town of Krzyzo. So that's how I practice with my dad. We have a Datsun canopy, and that's about it.
And how often do you typically train?
Sometimes I train on tracks, but I mostly practice in parking lots because a lot of people think that if you drive on tracks then you're the best. But it's also worth practicing in parking lots because you can discover a lot of things there.
But I'm really curious about what you said, that it's worth riding as much as possible in the lot, especially on a motorcycle?
Yes, because you can practice a lot in the lot. We also have the pit park hall. You're very welcome to come. We practice there on electric bikes. If someone has an electric bike, then it's cheaper, of course.
Right. And tell me, when you look at motorcyclists on the roads, do you think they should be riding on those roads? Or would it be better if they rode in lots and on tracks?
Some of them are so-called Queenswell, Kings of the Straits.
Masters of the Straits?
Yes, Masters of the Straits. Sometimes it's hard to get them to go to the track or the woods. They say no, no. Well, sometimes people ride motorcycles to work too. Or just to show off. Or just to ride.
I used to ride to show off.
But in the end, it's best to stick to the track because there you finally feel something, and when you feel something on the track, well, then it translates into racing. That's when your career really starts.
Fast where it's allowed to be slow. Have you ever heard that phrase?
Yes, I think so.
Well, remember that because you're a perfect example of someone who drives fast where it's allowed to be slow. You're a very smart young man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Wishing you lots of success. See you at the competitions.
Thank you.
Besides, a lot of people come here with strictly sport motorcycles. They come in vans, bringing 300S, 400S, supermotos, sport bikes, everything you can imagine. There are also people who sometimes arrive on touring motorcycles who just want to practice smooth riding through corners. And importantly, remember that if you're here for the first time and you see someone who's more experienced, go up to them and talk. They'll explain how everything works. The staff at the entrance will also definitely help you out with those first steps. You can also look for training sessions. For example, Red Bike regularly holds training here. We met them today. Really great team. And if you're already riding, let's say, pretty fast and you see someone struggling riding a bit slower and a group starts to form, so listen, it's worth agreeing that, hey, we're all riding anyway. You can't really ride for more than 15 or 20 minutes because you just get physically tired. So it's enough to just agree, like, hey, listen, now we'll go out, then you guys go out, and let's keep mixing it up like that, and that way it'll be safer. People are there so you can talk to them. We might even meet some cool people right away, and with this approach, both they and we will be able to ride safely. Aga,
Andrew,
tell me how pretty I look.
beautiful, as always.
Thank you. Agnieszka Wisniewska, best regards. Aga, we are conducting an interview against the backdrop of the toilets on the track in Radom.
It couldn't be better.
Can it be better?
You can't. It's just Radom and that's it. This cannot be explained.
Radom Ring. I took some of my first steps here. You?
Me too. I mean, well, there was Lublin, but Lublin is gone, so Radom is, I'd say, a home track.
Yes, this is the home track for most motorcyclists from this part of Poland, not just from Mazovia.
If you haven't ridden at Radom, you don't know what life is.
But it's true, it's incredible. It's a real classic, I'd say. Well, apart from Poznan, I think it's right up there with Poznan. It's just as much of a classic as Poznan.
Yes.
I already said earlier, if you catch good speed here, you can go through in one lean, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And especially when the line goes to the right.
Yes.
When you have that right-hand section, it's just all the way. Ooh, and you go.
Yeah. And working the throttle and the brake.
Yeah. You just keep going the whole time. It's really awesome.
And at the limit of grip, you can just ride and really feel it.
Yeah.
Ah, this Radom.
Yeah, although... No, not although. But it's great that they have a track. I'm jealous.
I mean, yeah, I'm jealous too. Look, we live in Warsaw. I'm a Jar from the countryside. You were even born here.
I was even born here.
And what? And you don't have a track?
I don't...
Me neither.
They promised.
They promised. I had one in Lublin, but they plowed it over, and there wasn't even anything to plow.
Supposedly a small track was built, but...
Where?
Well, almost Warsaw, Modlin.
Ah, so that's as much almost Warsaw as Swampshin is.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry, I was late today is because I went like a donkey to Swampshin, not here.
You just can't help it. Like a wolf drawn to the forest.
Andrzej is drawn to Swampshin. To Grodziek?
To Grojek.
Are we going to the seaside?
Yes, bees.
Well, I guess that's it. That's another episode. If you have any questions about the track in Radom, or if you want us to discuss anything else, feel free to do so. I know you've been asking us to visit many other tracks to show even more of them. We're trying to step up our efforts. The season is quite short and a lot is happening. Besides that, we're working on the magazine and similar things, so we'll try to visit as many tracks as possible this year. Next year, we want to show you even more places like this because new tracks and training grounds are popping up. There are more and more training sessions, and we'll also try to film some tutorials for you this year on how to actually drive on these tracks, where to accelerate, where to brake, and so on. So leave your comments. If you like this initiative, share it on your social media, as they say, so that more and more motorcyclists can see that riding on the track is really great, because here you can ride fast, because here it's allowed. You get what I mean, right? Fast where it's allowed. So see you next time. Fun fact, the track in Radom has the potential for expansion. There's land over there on the right. I think there are even some plans somewhere. I need to look into this, so it's not out of the question. We're keeping our fingers crossed. That's how you keep your fingers crossed. That's precisely how you effectively do something so that one day this incredible facility truly gets expanded. Because yes, we absolutely want this. We genuinely want this to happen.